Welcome to the show radio. And now, here is your host, Andrew Alliance.
Okay, so right now I'm at E3 2015, hanging out with Plantronics. I have Matthew with me, and Matthew is getting ready to show me some awesome things. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good, good. All right, so talk to us what you have. I understand that this is your baby.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about your baby and the excitement that the baby brings.
Yeah, no, definitely. So let me give you a little bit of a background story and how this baby got incubated. So around 2013, Plantronics went ahead and sponsored League of Legends, the whole LCS tournament series. And what happened is that Riot went out and reached out to us and said, hey, can you guys go ahead and create a headset that we can use on stage so we don't have to do those glass box prisons that you've seen in other games out there like Dota? And we said, yeah, sure, we'll go. And we went back in our closet. We looked at some of our aviation equipment, and we created what we call the Supreme Commander, as you can see over there. And it's worn throughout not only ESL tournaments, but also featured in the LCS around the world. Now, we asked some of the competitive pro gamers, like, hey, do you guys like this? And they say, hey, you know what? With you in general on stage, it's totally fine, but there's no way I could wear this headset at home. It's too bulky. It's too big. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's not a dedicated home piece of equipment. So we said, you know what? We need to create something for that aspiring esport player. So we went back and we're like, let's do something really groundbreaking, something that we've never done before and really build it from the ground up. And that's what I have for you guys here today. It's a Rig 500 series. It's a completely modular headset. So let me go ahead and actually go through it with you guys. So we began with the chassis, really the headset frame. As you can see right here, what makes a good headset frame? It's lightweight, it's durable, it fits every head, and that's why this particular headset frame is virtually indestructible, as you can see. Wow. So, I mean, no matter how you twist it 180 degrees, I mean, this thing will just not break.
What's it made out of?
So it's like this polyurethane. I am so terrible at saying that plastic name.
Is it urethane or not? It's not urethane.
I don't think it's urethane. I have to look back.
Urethane is what they use for bushings for cars.
Yeah.
Like
so,
if you're into that kind of stuff.
It's a specific formula that they use with poly, and I will get back to you and tell you what the exact naming is for it. But as you can see, I mean, you're twisting. I mean, you can hold it on one end, and this thing will just not break. Wow. I know, it gives you that kind of creepy, eerie feel.
I don't want to snap it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, with this one, we've ran tracks over it. I mean, we've done numerous
tracks over it.
Yeah, it is insane.
What?
Like, I know it's crazy, but I know gamers wouldn't be doing that, but we wanted to ensure that for that angry video gamer, when he's tossing his headset, that this thing will just not break.
Sweet.
And yeah. Anyway, so the next step is we need to be able to go ahead and make some really good adjustments for the head so it fits all type of gamers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assemble the headset for you. So as you can see, it inserts in the different slots as such. Here we go.
Sweet.
So this right here, these inserts are sort of your macro adjustments, your small, medium, and sort of large head. Okay. And then when you grab the sling and you insert the sling, this is sort of your micro adjustments.
Ah,
yeah.
That's neat.
So yeah, rather than having that padding on the top of the headset frame, we have a sling. So let's say if you're like me, you got a little bit of an egg-shaped head.
Right.
It contours to your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want, I'll go ahead and I'll let you try out.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it out, after. Yeah, right now I'm just...
So you can go ahead and hold it and feel how lightweight that is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, 7 ounces. We are the lightest PC Circle Moro headset out there.
I like this.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
I like your baby.
I appreciate it.
Sounds kind of weird, but yeah.
No, we are excited to launch this product for sure. The next step, which is really cool, is we have a detachable mic, noise canceling, and we go ahead and we put that in. So what's good about having a detachable mic, if you're like me who maybe rides the subway and want to go out and just wear a headset for, more of a mobile use, you can do that.
Okay, so Matthew, help me out with this. Why detachable versus retractable? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, I understand that question a lot, and I think it's that some people just, I don't know, some people don't mind going ahead and, showing that little piece of the boom out, but I don't personally get it. I would understand if you did a retractable boom, and then when you push it in, it mutes, but with a detachable boom, you get to show more of a presence that it's just like a headphone kind of a feel. When you have a retractable boom, you still get that sort of gaming presence, and some people just want to walk out and show footage to show, I just had headphones today. I'm not in gaming mode. I just want to listen to some music, out there. So that's a great question. But for this particular case, the reason we went detachable is we wanted to make it feel more of a headphone feel when you're out there in public, right? You don't want it to show like, oh, look at that guy. He brought his big old gaming bulky headset out there, and, he didn't have any help. In this case, you don't get that. The other cool thing is when you take this competitive mic, and it's sort of a nice little flavor. It's it's not something that gamers talk about a lot, but that sort of ergonomics to it. When you fold up the boom in this one, it mutes.
Nice.
So there's stuff that I figured out, and other gamers out there as well. When you're playing game, let's say you're playing League or something, you don't have to Alt-Tab to mute it. You don't have to reach down and look for an inline controller in order to mute it. You just fold up your boom, and you're automatically muted. So it's that kind of like nice little nuance to it, which is really great. Also, the audio quality on these is fantastic. We have 7.1 Dolby surround sound, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And we also are doing something that other gaming headsets haven't done either, and we're doing 24-bit audio supported. So for that audio enthusiast that only listens to HD tracks, that love Blu-ray discs, you get that little extra added to your sound quality.
What about for the editor, the audio editor?
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
It does any 24-bit encoding audio and stuff like that. This would be the perfect headset for you. And what's also great is we got this breakaway cable.
Sweet.
So again, I know in the past users have to choose either I'm going to go with an analog cable or I'm going to go with a USB cable. In this particular sense,
how long is the cable? Because it seems short.
So what you would do is you would take this cable and you would just go ahead and plug it in.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
So you get 2 to 2.5 meters in length.
Very cool.
Yep. And really, it goes back to sort of our like 3 main pillars, which is adaptability, upgradability, and personalization. So I actually haven't touched a little bit about our secret sauce. You get 2 sets of ear cups, and I'll tell you a little bit of the logic behind that. So in our research, we found that gamers want to go 6-8 hours, but they also want to go ahead and have that noise isolation. No matter how much we tried, you just can't get best of both worlds in one single ear cup, in our opinion. So we created 2 of them. We have an isolated ear cup, and you have a vented ear cup.
Please explain.
Yeah, so a vented ear cup is when you get that sort of heat dissipation in the ear, it gets really sweaty. That's usually because you have a closed ear cup, and all that noise is getting isolated in your ear, and your ears over time will heat up. When you allow for a little bit of noise leakage through a vented ear cup, your ears get less sweaty, and you're able to wear the headset for long durations. What you miss out on, though, is the noise isolation. So if your roommate is really bugging you and he's talking, you can be able to hear him. But this is, again, more dedicated for that gamer that's 6-8 hour plus 10-8 hours. Like, who just wants to be able to wear their headset endless, right? But now if you're like me, who's a little bit more on the competitive side and goes to LAN events, boom, I swap out my vented ear cup and I put something a little bit more noise isolated, and it blocks out all that background noise.
Which is this one here.
Which is this one right here.
Okay, sweet.
So you get best of both worlds. And you also get a little bit of difference for those, again, audio enthusiasts out there. They'll know that a vented ear cup's more a concert stage, spacious sort of audio. And when you get the more isolated, you're more focused, zoned in on a particular event, and you get a little bit more of those detailed noises that you wouldn't get maybe with a vented ear cup.
Okay, very cool.
So yeah.
Okay, so now for the individuals who game on a PlayStation 4, all they have to do is just plug in their 3.5mm jack. Okay, so let's just transition.
A little transition into our other gear that we got out for you guys. Let me go ahead and grab it. Man, you segue good. I'm gonna tell you that. So for those PlayStation 4 gamers out there, they know that they don't have to go through the struggles when it comes to having to determine with headset, as long as it's got a 3.5 jack it's supported, which our headset does. Now, we know that Xbox One controllers, you need a proprietary adapter that goes in with the controller in order to allow a 3.5 slot to work. So we were like, okay, let's go ahead and either do 2 things. We can either bundle our headset with just the adapter out there on the market, or we can go ahead and create our own adapter. And we decided, let's go ahead and create our own adapter, because when we started seeing some of the gamers use the adapter that Microsoft had provided, we saw a little bit of ergonomics that we felt was just not perfect for the gamer. For instance, one is when you want to go ahead and go volume up or volume down on that adapter, you have to do like 25 clicks in order to get master volume all the way up. So we decided to go with the scroll wheel, as you can kind of see right here. And so this is sort of your master volume control. Go ahead and check that out.
Very cool.
And then we also noticed that if you want to, tune out whoever you're chatting with online, you got to press 20 clicks to the left down in order to mute the chat. Right. And so we thought, why do that when you can just go ahead and slide it as ease?
Oh.
Yep. So what's good about this is that if you want game mode all the way up, let's say you're playing a game, you're like, man, I just want to crank that volume. You go and do that. If you want to mute your other party, you just go ahead and you just mute it real quick, or you can increase the volume for them right there.
So that is so separate.
Yeah, so this is sold separately online or bundled up with one of our Rig Flex headsets, which is awesome. Yeah. And we also feature different EQs. Okay. Again, we're all about that audio enthusiast, that person that, who wants that little, that extra bass, wants to hear the explosions, or maybe they just want to zone in on the footsteps. right? They can go ahead and choose maybe a more of a pure, flat sort of EQ. So we offer 3 different EQ settings that you can just go ahead and change on the fly.
Is that like a standard thing? Because most companies do 3. Is that a standard kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess it's sort of a standard because you can kind of think of like a sort of like, I just want a pure flat sort of sense, or you want bass heavy, you want that sort of seismic boost, or you're more on the high end and you're like, hey, I don't want some added boost, but I want to go be able to hear those footsteps, and so I go with more of a high EQ setting. So it's kind of like, if you look at the frequency curves, there's that sort of like low, mid, and high, and so that's kind of where it flattens out as such. But yeah, it's sort of an industry standard that, to your point, really isn't talked about. But I think 3 is just a good number.
Okay.
Yeah, once you start going with like something like 5 or 6, it just kind of gets congested.
So here's the random question, but not so random. Do I really care? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, when I'm playing, I'm big on Xbox and stuff like that. I'm playing the shooters and stuff like that. Does the gamer really care with those settings? Because I care when I'm editing audio.
Yeah.
I don't think I care. But so I guess talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I think it's that person that wants to feel really involved in the game. If they know it's a very big, like heavy explosion type of game,
Cool.
You want to put the bass and you want to really feel those like impacts, right? If you're a very competitive gamer, you really want to focus in on maybe footsteps or hear, fully directional audio, then you can go ahead.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So you'll be able to switch between the different type of EQ settings.
Okay.
The other cool thing that I hadn't actually touched on is that we have something that all other adapters don't feature. Is if you're that sort of guy that loves to listen to music and game at the same time, we offer an aux cable input to allow your smartphone to be able to connect to the controller, which is sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm I'm excited
about that.
So
I just got giddy.
And so that,
don't tell anybody, all right?
Yeah, no.
I got giddy about that.
It's pretty sweet. You don't think about it much, but maybe I usually have like a speaker to the side.
I do.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how, because sometimes if I go into Destiny and I'm playing Destiny alone,
Yeah.
right? And I just want to do bounties on Destiny. So bounties doesn't necessarily require somebody to be with me.
Right.
They're easy bounties. Sometimes I don't want to hear Destiny music.
Exactly.
Not saying that the soundtrack is bad.
Yeah.
But I just want to hear my tune.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, I love that too. And this is gonna sound kind of childish,
I
but
like that, man. I'll give you a hug right now. It's kind of weird.
No, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. That's the kind of mindset that we thought. I plug it in and I'm playing Halo, and I don't know why I'm addicted to "Blow Me Away" by Breaking Benjamin. It's the like Halo soundtrack. Yeah. And I just like have to listen to it, right? Or if I want to bump Dr. Dre, I want to bump Eminem, or I want to bump something out, I just put it on. I put Pandora on, I just let it mix it, right? So that's the kind of stuff that we notice that gamers really need. And they want to hear it through their headset. They don't want to hear it through some secondary audio source. And we found out that, hey, why not just run it through your smartphone? And so it was pretty sweet. But
And then because we want music our way. But Xbox, the first Xbox used to do that, where you put in an audio CD or something like that, if I remember. It's kind of vague. I guess my memory bank with that, but I think they used to do something like that where you can play the game that you're playing while you're listening to the tracks. That was back in the day.
That was back in the day.
Way back.
You know what sounds trippy? It's like, yeah, you used to be able to rip from your own audio CD and then put it on your hard drive, and then they would somehow integrate it to a mix. It was like sort of their last update before they transitioned into the new console. But yeah, that's sort of the stuff that we're missing on with, right?
Awesome.
And we've noticed too that sort of like music's become this sort of like huge endeavor that some of the consoles are focusing on. Like, for instance, Spotify just like went ahead and partnered up with PlayStation 4, and that was the number one most downloaded app that they have right now. It was amazing. We sort of thought like that sort of music enthusiast has to be involved when they're playing video games. So I totally agree with you, man. I think there's this sort of untalked thing. Music correlates with the game, and it doesn't have to come from the soundtrack.
That's right. We need it. Okay, so anything that I did not mention, you wish that I did mention before I leave you today?
No, other than go ahead and check out our Plantronics Gaming website. Check out our different Rig 500 series SKUs.
Okay, quick price point.
Yeah.
What do you have for price points?
Yeah, so for the LX1 bundled up with the Flex headset, we have two. We have a Gamecom 318 headset with the LX1 adapter, which is at $99.99, and we also have the Flex LX1, which is at $129. Two different type of headsets, and then we have the Rig 500 series. We have the Rig 500, which is featured at $60. Then we have, which is just your 3.5 cable input. Then we have the $79.99 SKU, which is our for that audio enthusiast that wants that 7.1 surround sound, PC designated headset.
Anything less?
I know, right? Exactly. I feel you. That's the way I think about it. Hey, if I was me, and I encourage those people out there looking at our products, make that extra $20 and pay for the 7.1 surround. You won't miss out. Then our last SKU, which is our whole enchilada It's Rig 500E. It's got the dual ear cups. I mean, that's for the aspiring eSport player. That's the hardcore PC gamer. We got you covered. You get the 7.1 surround sound, 24-bit audio, the mobile connector, the USB connector. It comes with everything. That's featured at $149.99.
Awesome. Okay, so one more question for you.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a Bluetooth solution headset that, or you're thinking about making one? I don't know if you do or not. I guess I'm asking for myself based on your product mix.
You know what's so interesting is back in the old consoles, Microsoft used to have like this Bluetooth connected mono headset that you'd use for just designated chat. There hasn't been any of those out in the market, and I'm going to tell you why. PlayStation 4, for some reason, I'm assuming because they use Bluetooth with their controllers and there may be a latency issue, there is no mono designated headset for them. But that is something, quote, I wink at you. I'm hoping that, something comes in. That's a teaser. I wish. I'm saying that that's something that certainly, like, not only yourself, but other headsets out there in the market are certainly investigating with. And I know that's something that a lot of people have been asking, at least on the Xbox side as well. They want that mono Bluetooth headset. Some people are just chat guys. That's right. I used to be a chat guy very early on. I didn't really care too much about anything other than, like, again, I'd listen to my music and just chat with my buddies. But again, early teasers to hopefully something that comes out maybe the end of this year, maybe next year, we'll see. But we're looking for that. We're looking for that share.
Matthew, thank you so much.
Hey, it was a pleasure, Andrew. I appreciate all your time.
You're listening to The Show Radio. Visit our blog at theshowradio.info. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes at theshowradio.info/iTunes. theshowradio.info/